from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
A man attacks a Virginia state trooper in Eastern Henrico and a broad daylight robbery in the West End. We'll have details about those stories and more in today's Henrico News Minute for Thursday, September 17th, 2020. It's our 200th episode. Today it's brought to you by Henrico Area Mental Health.
And now for the news.
Henrico police are seeking the public's help in identifying the suspect who allegedly robbed someone in a parking lot of a business in the 4000 block of Glenside Drive. That's near Staples Mill Road. It happened yesterday at about 1 p.m. The suspect stole cash from the victim as the victim was leaving the store. The suspect was last seen riding away on a bicycle. Anyone with information should contact Detective Bartol with the Henrico Police Division at 501-4865 or Crime Stoppers at 780-1000. You can also submit a tip online at p3tips.com. Both Crime Stoppers methods are anonymous. You can see pictures of the suspect on our website, henricocitizen.com, by clicking under News and then Crime. The Virginia Department of Health has attributed 10 deaths in Henrico to COVID-19 during the past 3 days, but the agency has indicated that it's working through a backlog of deaths, which suggests that some of those Henrico cases may not be recent. 41 new cases of the virus were reported yesterday in Henrico, along with 2 of those 10 deaths and 5 new hospitalizations. The agency said, quote, VDH is working diligently to identify COVID-19 related deaths using vital record death certificate information, end quote. The most recent 2 deaths reported were among people in their 60s and 70s. They brought Henrico's total death count from the virus to 205. Of that number, 100 have occurred in people 80 or older, 50 among those in their 70s, and 39 among those in their 60s. The county's 7-day positivity percentage also increased yesterday, reaching 7% as of September 12th. That's the latest date for which that data was available. That's the highest figure the county has experienced since the last day of August, when it was 7.2%. In total, more than 88,300 PCR tests have been conducted among county residents to date, but it's unknown how many individual people that number might represent, because some people have been tested more than once, more than 14,000 in fact, as of September 2nd, according to the VDH, which provided that information to us at our request. Some of those people may have been tested more than once. Some frightening moments yesterday morning in Eastern Henrico for a Virginia state trooper. The trooper observed a vehicle speeding around mile marker 192 near Mechanicsville Turnpike heading west. He pulled the vehicle over and then noticed the odor of marijuana coming from the car. The driver, Jesse Jimenez Remedios, 23 of Richmond, exited the car and sat by the guardrail, but when the officer returned to his car, Remedios returned to his own car, took something and threw it into the woods. That was later determined to be a bag containing marijuana. When the officer tried to apprehend him, Remedios became combative and a struggle ensued. Remigio punched the trooper in the face and attempted to grab his gun. Fortunately, 2 motorists saw what was happening and pulled over to pull the suspect off the trooper. The trooper was taken to VCU Medical Center and treated for facial injuries and then released. The suspect, Remedios, also was taken there as a precaution. He now faces charges of assault on a law enforcement officer, attempting to disarm a law enforcement officer, obstruction of justice, resisting arrest, possession of marijuana, and damage to property, as well as speeding. Well, check out henricocitizen.com today. Last week we asked for your photos of your students' virtual learning classrooms at home, and you all obliged, and we've got a number of our favorite photos on henricocitizen.com. You can click on education to view those. And speaking of education, we take pride in the education coverage we've been able to provide during the past 6 months during an important time in the county. And we'd like to be able to continue bringing you that news, but we need your help to do so. Through a partnership with Facebook and the local media association, we have set up a tax-deductible form on our Facebook page to accept contributions that will go specifically toward our education reporting. If you value the coverage that we provide, we invite you to check it out and consider a donation. You can visit facebook.com/Henrico Citizen 1, that's the numeral 1, to learn more. And if you have ideas for education coverage, please email me directly with them. My address is tom@henricocitizen.com. I'd love to hear from you. With the COVID-19 pandemic ongoing, health officials are urging folks to get their flu shots early this year. The two illnesses share many of the same symptoms, and officials are leery of a double outbreak or confusion among patients who aren't sure which they might have. A couple new ways you can get your flu shot. On September 19th at the Diamond, Kroger Health will hold a flu shot event from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the parking lot. That's this Saturday. With most insurance plans, flu shots come at no cost to you. Also, Patient First is now offering flu shots from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day at its area locations through its Fast Track flu shot program, which requires no appointment. You can just walk into any location. If your insurance doesn't cover the cost, the self-pay cost is $35. Well, the Cultural Arts Center tonight will host a special artists reception for local artist Nico Cathcart and the exhibit Symbiotic Systems, which opens today at the center. The reception will be held from 6 to 8 p.m. Guests will be able to view the exhibit and meet the artist. Cathcart is a muralist and explores the connections between humans and the species that populate the Earth in this latest exhibit, which focuses specifically on the ocean, river, fields, and sky. The exhibit is open through November 8th. For details, visit artsglenallen.com or call 261-ARTS. On henricocitizen.com right now, you can view the most recent sampling of property transactions in the county. If you're curious what homes near you are selling for, look for property transactions under our news category.
Every 12 minutes, a Virginian dies from an opioid overdose.
Every 12 minutes.
Opioid overdoses are on the increase in Henrico. Yes, the opioid epidemic is still impacting residents in Henrico.
But you can help.
To find out what you can do, go to bouncebackhc.com.
That's bouncebackhc.com. Knowledge is power, including learning about naloxone. That's naloxone, which can temporarily reverse the toxic effects of an opioid or heroin overdose.
Get informed, get help, save a life.
Go to bouncebackhc.com. That's bouncebackhc.com.
To equip yourself with the knowledge to help our residents and the community of Henrico County against the opioid epidemic.
Knowing what to do will allow you to be prepared to save a life. Go to bouncebackhc.com today.
That's bouncebackhc.com or call 804-727-8515.
That's 804-727-8515. Directly for substance abuse services.
This message is sponsored by Henrico Area CSB Prevention Services.